Hello, and welcome to Old Toy, New Joy, the show where I share with you my previously enjoyed toys I purchased from online sources, thrift stores, and collector's shows that once belonged to someone else. I have a package. Just arrived from eBay. Let's take a look. This is very cool. I have never seen one of these up close. This is an action figure from the 1960s in its original box. Stuffing here. Gotta be careful, there are accessories in here. I don't accidentally throw them out. Wake up, buddy. Oh, very cool. Okay, let me tell you what this is. So, as you can see on the box here, Fort Apache Fighters, Geronimo, movable Apache Indian. So the Fort Apache Fighters series was created by Marx and Company in 1967 as an offshoot to their popular Best in the West series of 12-inch action figures featuring cowboy Johnny West. So you may have heard of the old Johnny West action figure. The Fort Apache Fighters series included a handful of figures including Zeb Zachary, Bill Buck, Captain Maddox, General Custer, Fighting Eagle, and this guy, Geronimo, the famous Apache leader and medicine man from the last half of the 19th century. Real person, right? Not a fictional character. And from 1967 to 1975, there were several versions released of this figure, but this is from the original issue. And as you can see, we have his original box, and we'll take a look in a moment at most of his original accessories. And I first noticed this figure as a prop in one of my new favorite movies of all time, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino, which takes place in 1969. And one of the movie's characters, Cliff Booth, a Hollywood stuntman, has a few collectible items in his cramped trailer home, including some comic books and a couple of Johnny West action figures. And this one is sitting on his shelf. So this is interesting. I believe most of the Johnny West figures came with something like this. This is an equipment manual, which basically explains the accessories that came with the figure. And it's almost like it's trying to be educational as well, because it says it's authentic equipment. And so they go over some ceremonial pieces as well as some of the weaponry. And they also tell you how the figure is movable. And I do believe this was a fairly sort of revolutionary type of toy. I mean, it's an action figure from the 1960s. It's not a doll, it's an action figure. It moves, it's posable, and that was a pretty new thing. There weren't a lot of action figures back then. And a lot of cool illustrations here. shows him with his different accessories and sort of the applications and when and why he would wear the different headdresses and masks, chest plates, belts, things like that. As you can see, there are some pieces for the horse. There were horses available as well in this series. So here we have the ceremonial eagle feather headdress. This is a ceremonial mask. This is a shield. This is probably what I'm going to have him wear. This is a buffalo horn headdress. I really like this one, and I think in the movie the figure was wearing this. Here's the knife belt. No knife. It doesn't, not all the accessories are here, but it's pretty amazing that there are as many as there are intact. For example, the rifle is highly collectible. People pay lots of money just to get the rifles for these figures. And then here's the saddle for the horse, if I ever get it. Here we have a spear. This is called a parfleche and strap. I mean, it looks kind of like a satchel. And there's, unfortunately, no bow. However, it did come with 4 arrows and something to carry them in. So that's cool. The quiver, I believe this is called quiver. So we'll give you a closer look at this action figure. I think he's in pretty darn good shape, given that he's an antique. Still pretty white. Not really any yellowing on the plastic. I'm not sure what kind of plastic they used for this action figure. I'll have to look it up. But it's an early plastic action figure, so they're probably still trying to get, the mixture right. A lot of character in the face. I like that. There is a crack on the forehead, which I think is cool. If a toy is a little beat up and tells a story, I'm all for it. And then we'll put his headdress back. Some of these accessories were kind of sticky, a little sweaty, and again, that could be the plastic kind of breaking down over the years. They were also wrapped up in that box for a while, so maybe I'll let them dry out a little bit. But there were a lot of accessories in there. I didn't show you everything. And Geronimo has been played many times on the big screen, but the first to do so was Chief Thundercloud in 1939, who was also the first to play Tonto, the Lone Ranger's sidekick, in 1938. And more recently, Geronimo was portrayed by Comanche American actor Wes Studi, who was also in Last of the Mohicans. And so I've got my Gabriel Lone Ranger action figures right beside him here. And these were featured in an earlier episode of Old Toy New Joy. So, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you liked the video, please like the video, and we'll keep them coming. Until next time, this is your Toy Whisperer saying goodbye.